Back. I'm David, Hidden Outdoors. Let's talk a little bit more today about this RhinoAg bush hog. This is a medium duty Twister 2500 series. It's only 5 feet wide, but you can see there's a reason it's only 5 feet wide. Ooh, musky dime. That's the find of the day. That sucker's going nowhere but in my mouth. That gum, that's good. But there's a reason it's only 5 feet wide, and that's because this thing makes its living down in the woods. So, if you saw my video, a couple of weeks ago, we had a busted oil seal on this thing, and so we filled that full of grease, and I've been running it pretty hard, and it's still full of grease, and it hadn't missed a lick. So I'm going to pop you up under the bush hog here, and so you can see what this thing looks like after about 5 years of some pretty heavy duty use. Let's go underneath and take a look. Now, a lot of people will say, you need to sharpen them blades. Well, for what I do with it, it wouldn't do one bit of good. I'm not cutting a lot of grass with it. I have a flail mower for that. But you can see I put some dings and dents in it. There's some pretty good dents in the side. Other than a few dents in the sides where I've hit rocks and banged them up against there, this thing has taken a licking and she's still ticking right along. Let me go show you real quick some of the stuff that we've been doing with it the past couple of days. Now this kind of stuff is just ordinary everyday bush hogging. This is not a big deal. You don't need anything heavy duty for that unless you hit some of the rocks like in there, which I did. And then we have the 5 foot wide, so I can get down in some of these places, mainly just to give the deer an easier path to walk up through these woods. See my property line flag right there on that tree. I'm not sure if you can see that. We still have these pine trees that I've got to run through the chipper and do a review on that. It's a Woodland Mills chipper. And we just got more cleanup work to do here, but this is easy for a bush hog. Let me take you now to some stuff where it's not exactly so easy. Alright, now this is some of the stuff, more like what we were getting in yesterday. And if you can look by some of these stobs, we're just backing it down into here and mowing these little saplings and stuff done. Sometimes they're a little bigger than little saplings. And this brush hog is not missing a beat. I mean, it's not one of your light duty manufacturer branded lightweight brush hogs. You can see some of the rocks that I hit yesterday that kind of put another dent or two into the side, and you can't miss when you hit one of those, because buddy, it sounds like a wash machine coming apart at full speed. So all you got to do is yank up on the 3-point lift arms real quick and hope you hadn't torn anything up. But like I said, that Rhino, it has put a dent in it, but you saw underneath it hasn't really done any damage. Now here's some of the stuff that we did get into. Matter of fact, I think that may not be, but I got into one stump that thank goodness I had the slip clutch adjusted correctly, or we would have had a sudden stoppage. But what I need to do is not drive down through these woods like that and get all beat up. But I'm going to put the mini clip after some of this stuff dies out and the leaves all come off. I'll put the mini clip back on the front of the tractor and come down here and snip out and bush hog down all this little stuff. And what's too little for the mini clip, or too big for the mini clip, we'll probably just bring the chainsaw down, and if they're pine trees, we'll cut them out. If they are good looking hardwoods, and we'll leave them. These woods right through here, through this clear spot, used to look exactly like that. And the only thing that we did was go through there with that rhino bush hog. And that was actually a couple of years ago. And you know, all this mess, you can back the bush hog into that, it takes it out no problems, because we took out a section right here that looked exactly like that yesterday. Now we're going to back it into some of this stuff and clean some of this out, but most of this we're going to wait until the green dies out of it, and it makes it easier to cut, number one, and number two, it makes it easier for you to see what you're dealing with. A lot of work to do. And then where we get into the little saplings and all that, I'm going to have to come back through with the flail mower and then grind those things down to where I don't puncture a tractor tire or a four-wheeler tire or something like that. I think the main thing we're going to do with it today is bring it down here, and I'm going to drop it all the way down basically to where it's scalping the dirt, and then get in here and toss out some winter wheat or winter ryegrass and give the deer a little more reason to come into this neck of the woods. But obviously I can't plant it like it is now, but we've done that before. Just take the bush hog and just abuse it. Just drop it down into the dirt and let it go. And what that's done is we had a real nice stand of winter ryegrass down here. Oh, I think that was 2 years ago. So we need to put them some more down here. So we'll take care of bush hogging this down really low, and then maybe that's what we'll film today, and instead of all that hard work backing into everything. Because I'm telling you, I've had neck surgeries, shoulder surgeries, back surgeries, and it's a long day when you have to back everything in there on a shuttle drive transmission, and it's not one of those power shuttles, and you're running the clutch and you're bent over looking to the rear the whole time. And I did that a long time yesterday, and I'm just not up for doing it today. Plus, this has got to happen because deer season is right upon us. All right, let's get back up to the tractor and fire that beast up and head down here and do a little work in the bottom. It's going to take a really long time to get in here with a mini clip and snip all these things off individually, and most of them I think are a little too big for the bush hog, So what is y'all's recommendation short of a chainsaw, remember my back and all that, or a pole saw to getting all this taken care of, and short of hiring somebody? I was thinking about, you know, a forestry mulcher from Bamalite or something like that, but to be honest with you, I don't have the money to do that right now. So not quite sure how we're going to clean this up, but if you got a suggestion, pop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. But we haven't had any rain since Christ was a corporal, and I think what I'm going to do is take advantage of the lower lake level and put the bigger backhoe bucket back on the TYM 574 and go around and pull a lot of this runoff that's going into the lake. It'll take a while to do it. I hope I've got time, but I'll just dress up the edges to keep the sides of the pond from just filling in with muck and junk. And it, you know, a pond's just like everything else. There's a lot of work involved. You just don't have one dug and let the water fill it up and then throw some fish in and think it's going to be smooth sailing, because there is a lot of upkeep and maintenance to do. It's just like your yard or anything else. So let's get on up there and grab the Rhino, go down there in the bottom, police that up a little bit, and throw out some winter wheat down there, or winter rye. I don't remember what I have left. And then we'll probably look at taking the bucket off, the small bucket off of the TYM, and putting the bigger bucket on, and see where we go from there. I don't believe that will survive as well as the GoPro did. No, it didn't. I'd say that's pretty much done for. What y'all think? Dag nabbit. I was worried about the GoPro falling off again. Didn't expect this to come out. Arrgh. That wasn't cheap either. Oh, my wife's gonna be PO'd at me. All right, while I pull this log out from underneath the brush hog, I have been very well pleased with this RhinoAg. It's a TW25 Twister series. I hadn't had anything go wrong with it other than the seal for the gearbox finally went out about 5 years after we'd had it. All I did was pump it full of grease, and this thing is just back to working like it always did. So if you're looking for a medium to heavy duty brush hog, this is one you can't go wrong with, in my opinion. Till next time, we'll see you later from Hidden Acres Outdoors. Bye.